What's up, guys? This is Game Fiend Fear of All Games, and I'm back again because it's Saturday and it's time for another Drama Scripted Saturday. Let's start off with Raw. The first match on Raw was Titus O'Neil and Darren Young versus Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. And it was a title match. And they winded up losing it by a roll-up, which was the same finish that was on Money in the Bank. So yeah, they lost the same way. After that match was Zack Ryder versus Alberto Del Rio in another squash match. Zack Ryder was on Raw, yes, just to get squashed by Alberto Del Rio. And then Rey Mysterio returned to beat up Alberto Del Rio. Then after that, it was the one man Southern Rock Band. And his legend per se this week was Rikishi, and Rikishi beat the heck out of him and gave him the stink face and that drop, that famous Okosuna drop that he does from the second rope, and he beat Heath Slater, and then he started breakdancing with his kids, the Uso brothers. And funny is that Rikishi has the same amount of wins as his sons in the past 2 months, which is funny. But yeah, moving on, there was a promo with AJ and Daniel Bryan, with Daniel Bryan actually proposing to AJ, and AJ said yes. So on the 1000th episode of Raw next week, they're going to get married. So in 2 days now, there's going to be yet again another wedding in the WWE universe. Yeah. Then after that, it was Ryback versus Jack Swagger, and what a surprise, because it actually looked it was going to be a match when Jack Swagger was already in the ring, and when Ryback came out and got into the ring, Jack Swagger brutally beat the hell out of him, and then Ryback caught that clothesline and then caught him with the double clutch power bomb, and then Jack Swagger roll out the ring, and then that was it. The match ended. It didn't even start, but that looks like they should turn that into a feud, to be honest, because that looked like it would have been a great match if it was an actual match. And then Dolph Ziggler comes out and makes a promo about he's the Money in the Bank, and then Chris Jericho comes out with the second tightest pants I've ever seen that man wear in all of his history of wrestling. He comes out, doesn't say much, it just code breakers Dolph Ziggler and leaves. And magically the pants didn't tear. Yeah. After that, it was Brodus Clay versus JTG. I'm surprised JTG still has a job. And when this match started, Raw lost over 491,000 viewers. Damn. Nobody cares about JTG. I'm surprised he still has a job. But yeah, Brodus Clay won that match, and then after that, the dancing with the Funkasaurus girls, and then the little kids and the children, you know, all got their dance on. And then moving on to the main event, which was CM Punk versus Big Show, which ended in I think a disqualification with CM Punk winning. And then John Cena came out to announce that his big announcement, and then Big Show grabbed the mic. He says, "Hey Cena, he has your title, that design, it's all you. You'd be a fool not to cash it in now." And he says, "No, I'm not going to cash it in now. I'm going to cash it in next week on Raw's 1000th episode. And for my big announcement about the Money in the Bank," he just hits Big Show with it. And that's how Raw ended. That's how Raw ended. And I'm going to move on to SmackDown. I decided to do all the WWE things together instead of just going to WWE to going to TNA to coming back to WWE. Just might as well do WWE first, since in non-kayfabe both shows take place first. Hence, SmackDown always being taped on Tuesday. SmackDown starts out with the Colognes and the tag champs are Kofi and R-Truth versus the Primetime Players, Epico and Hunico. And the Primetime Players, Epico and Hunico, win. And then Big Show comes out and destroys all of the tag division but the primetime players, which I don't agree with that. You tried to build a tag division and you just have Big Show come out and destroy everything, which is more proof that is Big Show racist because he destroyed the Coltons and he destroyed Kofi and R-Truth and Epico and Honcho, all minorities. But yeah, moving on. After that, it was Damien Sandow versus Zack Ryder. It was a squash match. Sandow won. Then it was for me, it was the highlight of the show. Was the Peep Show. Christian comes out. He recaps what happened on Monday with the Daniel Bryan proposing to AJ. Then Daniel Bryan and AJ comes out, and AJ is wearing a custom-made "Yes, Yes, Yes" T-shirt. So they come out, and then Then Christian starts asking them questions about, do you think, Daniel Bryan, you made the right decision and stuff like that. The crowd goes yes, yes, yes. Then another clip plays of the two of them, AJ and Daniel Bryan, being together. Then Christian then asks the crowd, do you think that they should get married? A lot of mixed responses, a lot of yeses with a lot of no's. Then Christian asks the crowd, do you think Daniel Bryan loves AJ? Then the crowd goes no, no, no. Then he asks the crowd, do you think AJ knows what she's doing? And then the crowd goes no, no, no. Then AJ just gets up and slaps Christian. Then Christian shakes it off and does a little side joke. Says, well, since I'm a married man, I'll take that slap, but your future husband is gonna go against one of your psychopathic ex-boyfriends, which is Kane. So now it's Daniel Bryan versus Kane, and Kane wins by disqualification because AJ decides that I'm gonna get on the top rope and put Kane in a chokehold, which Kane still winds up chokeslamming Daniel Bryan anyway. Then Kane switches her around to where AJ is on the front of her. It looks like they're going to do a makeout kiss, which it doesn't happen. AJ runs away to Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan and AJ make out on top of the ring. That's how that ends. Then, once again, it's the Southern one-man rock band versus another legend, and this legend turned out to be Animal. Animal squashes the holy hell out of Slater. Then the main event is Dolph Ziggler and Rosa Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio and Sheamus, which ends in a no DQ because Ricardo Rodriguez stops Sheamus from bro kicking the holy hell out of Rosa Del Rio. And while everything's distracted, Dolph Ziggler tries to cash in his Money in the Bank, but Rey Mysterio hits him out of nowhere and hits the 619, and then Sheamus bro kicks him. And another Money in the Bank fail. Now on to TNA. That was in the SmackDown. TNA starts with the Cowboy James Storm calling out Kurt Angle, but before that he calls the ninjas, who are now called Aces and Eights, a bunch of cowards. Aces and Eights jump Kurt Angle so that match can happen. Then the camera cuts backstage, is licking clues to see if Rude is behind the Aces and Eights. Then Jeff Hardy was about to call out someone, but the next thing you know, Robbie E comes out, and then there's a Robbie E versus Hardy match. Now, you would think if you read a card that says Robbie E versus Jeff Hardy would win, right? No. Jeff Hardy loses through the count out because of Robbie T distracting Jeff Hardy. Then you cut back, you see ODB and Eric Young is back. He comes back through the injuries. He had throat surgery that he had 2 weeks ago. A funny segment between ODB and Eric Young. Then it's gut check time, and this week's gut check is Sam Shaw. And when he makes it to the ring, he gets jumped by Aces and Eights. So there goes that gut check. I don't know how that's going to end up. Mind you, on this week of Impact, there is no Sting and no Hulk Hogan because they both got jumped by the Aces and Eights last week. So it's complete chaos. Then Mr. Anderson calls out AJ Styles. This was, in my opinion, the second best match on the card. And what do you know? Mr. Anderson wins. I don't agree with it, but I guess to make this a Bound for Glory series, they have to have some people win and some people lose. Then Rob Van Dam calls out the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels wins. Then the last two people that hadn't had a match that's in the Bound for Glory series match is Bully Ray Dudley versus Mangus. And Bully Ray wins, and Bully Ray is finally on the board. Then the last match on the card, which is the main event, is Bobby Roode versus Austin Aries. The best match on the card, and it ends in DQ because Aces and Eights jumps Austin Aries. And then the turning point to see if Roode is part of Aces and Eights or not. Aces and Eights jumped the holy hell out of Bobby Roode. Which leads me to think that it's just TNA copying WWE with the Nexus angle. Except this is 8 to 7 people who we have no idea who they are. But it's basically just the copy of Nexus. Here, a quick briefing of what the Bound for Glory series looked like before I end this segment of Drama Scripted Saturday. Samoa Joe is in first with 47 points. James Storm is in second with 43 points. Kurt Angle in third with 27. Mr. Anderson is in fourth with 23. Jeff Hardy is in fifth with 21. RVD is in sixth with 14. Also in sixth is Mangus. The Fallen Angel has 12. A three-way tie for 8th place with all these people having 7 points. AJ Styles, Bully Ray, and the Pope. And Robbie E with a pathetic 9 points. At least nobody has negative points like last year's Bound for Glory series. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week's Drama Scripted Saturday. Remember, there will always be a Drama Scripted Saturday. And if you can follow me on Twitter at GameFiend. You can like me on Facebook at Fiend of All Games. And I'm GameFiend, Fiend of All Games, guys. Signing out. Peace.